There's absolutely no doubt about it that a lot of Star Wars fans have been very eager to see exactly what's going on with the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. That, of course, is going to involve actors Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen again, and exactly how director Deborah Chow is really going to do her work on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series come May 25th. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So what's even all the more exciting right now is that, yes, we are getting very close to the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series trailer that's going to debut later this month, and how it's really going to roll into the marketing run of the Kenobi series. Now, one thing is for certain is that we already know that creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are very and heavily involved with a lot of the Star Wars lore that surrounds the Kenobi series, so they really did call the shots on some of the Star Wars lore that is to be used in the Kenobi show. Now, not that they had any big creative pulls on the show, because they are now involved with the lore specifically of the series ever since they got those big promotions over at Lucasfilm. We also have a lot of things that are actually coming to fruition for the Kenobi series that's going to extend a lot of projects that will involve Ewan McGregor and Hayden again and again. We talked about this just a couple of days ago of how there's going to be numerous projects that will bring back characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. So on top of all of this, what's even all the more exciting has everything to do with exactly what's been going on behind the scenes between, of course, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, and others out there, and exactly what they have planned for the roadmap of Star Wars. We're talking about the future Star Wars projects that will be announced at both Star Wars Celebration of this year and, of course, Star Wars Celebration of 2023. Now, on top of all of this, given that both Disney and Lucasfilm are now beginning to prepare the filming of the Ahsoka Tano series with both Rosario and Hayden, creators Jon and Dave Filoni are also getting ready to begin work on The Mandalorian Season 4 pre-production, once, of course, filming ends for Season 3 by the end of this month. Now, it's described, however, that currently Lucasfilm is planning something significant for the future of how Luke Skywalker will be used in a post-Episode 9 era for Disney+. Currently, creators Jon and Dave Filoni are set to resurrect the Luke Skywalker character in a very specific way for the planned Rise of Skywalker sequel series that is set to debut sometime during holiday season of 2024 that will begin production in the beginning of 2023. Now, this major series, of course, is described to bring back actor Mark Hamill to return for the role of Luke Skywalker once again as well. The plan by Lucasfilm is to actually use an old concept that George Lucas was going to use for Obi-Wan Kenobi in Return of the Jedi. Now, further, Luke Skywalker is also set and ready to use a new Star Wars power that actually allows him to come back to life in the planned Star Wars series by using the power of the Wills that are set to make their first appearance in Star Wars Ahsoka, followed by the Star Wars show in 2024. Now, let's stop right here for 1 second. Now, given that the Wills are really going to be heavily involved in future Star Wars projects, we're talking about new TV shows, be it live action or animated, or even, of course, future Star Wars books that are also planned to incorporate the Wills in there. I don't know if you guys are really all that familiar with the Wills, but these are godlike beings. These are deities, in a sense, that actually created not just the universe, but also the specific Star Wars galaxy that a lot of Star Wars fans grew up with starting in the 1970s to where we are now. Now, given that the Wills are going to be a big focus in the Rise of Skywalker sequel show, they will also be a major focus in the Ahsoka Tano series beginning next year. So we're going to finally be able to see them, not just for the very first time, but also for the very first time in live action form. And that really does raise a lot of questions. Exactly what are the Wills going to look like in live action? Exactly what is their role going to be in the Ahsoka series and in the Rise of Skywalker sequel show, besides the fact of how they are going to grant Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost the opportunity to come back to life, to resurrect himself, temporarily speaking, within a specific Jedi location. We'll go into that in just a second. The thing about this is that I believe that some fans are going to take this as, being very desperate or at a place within the Star Wars universe of bringing in gods in a sense. I know that some fans may be very much critical about that, but that's okay. Everybody has their opinion on things. I, however, think that this is a good angle to Star Wars because, let's face it, we already got something very similar in the Clone Wars with the son, the father, and the daughter. It's just basically going above that level a little bit now. You know, we're getting these gods that created the universe. We're going to be able to learn more about the origin of the galaxy and a lot like that. So moving on from this, now Luke is prepared to resurrect himself using the power known as the Circle of the Wills. Now, the Circle of the Wills is set to make its first appearance in a comic series that will debut in February of 2023, so keep that in mind. That takes place within an ancient Jedi temple in the unknown regions that will allow Luke Skywalker to come back to life for a temporary time to help characters such as Rey and other new characters that will be introduced in the series. Now, the Circle of the Wills is described to be a Jedi temple that contains a circular structure that connects to the wills that allow the gods to give the Force users specific abilities. Given that these are creatures that created the universe, Jon and Dave plan on giving an older version of Luke Skywalker the action that he actually deserves in this new series that he did not get, of course, in the sequel trilogy movies. So, obviously, this is Jon and Dave's way of really paying more respect to the Star Wars fandom, because a lot of fans were very upset, let's face it, that we got a lack of the true version of Luke in the sequel trilogy movies by JJ and Rian Johnson. It's very unfortunate that it was pretty much, you know, a lot of wasted years of how Luke Skywalker was used in episodes 7 through 9, but now they're really trying to make up for that, and a lot of fans are going to question, is it even worth it? You know, is it even worth to go through all this trouble, to go through all this time and effort to do something like this, to bring Luke Skywalker back to life temporarily speaking? I can see how some fans are going to not really like the idea of just bringing him back to life temporarily. So, moving on from that, on top of this is something that George Lucas pushed for both Jon and Dave Filoni to embrace and use in the upcoming sequel series that will take place roughly 10 to 15 years after the events of Episode 9, that will showcase an older version of Rey and a full glimpse at the new generation of Jedi. Now, the resurrection of Luke Skywalker won't just begin with the sequel series, but with new comics and books that will be explored in early 2023 to introduce the new power for the first time in Star Wars canon. Luke Skywalker is set to also hold a brand new appearance for the Rise of Skywalker sequel show that will differentiate him from the sequel trilogy movies to really give him a fresh new design by both Jon and Dave Filoni. This is also going to be used to create new Luke Skywalker merchandise by Disney. Of course, you know, for Disney, it's also all about the merchandise, it's all about creating new character designs and such, but about this, I think that it's a very interesting angle. I really do believe that this is something worth giving a little bit more attention toward Jon and Dave. The fact that they are embracing older concepts by George Lucas and how George Lucas is the one that pushed for them to do this in the Rise of Skywalker sequel series, which, by the way, takes place 10 to 15 years after, it really does raise a lot of questions. Could this very well kind of devalue the concept of Force ghosts or somebody that passes away and becomes one with the Force? It really does raise a lot of questions like that, but I digress. Anyways, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.